Oh my god, it's so beautiful.
I love this.
It's so beautiful. Jordan, Steve, I'm so happy to be here with you guys.
Very special episode today.
I don't know what this is.
This is a landmark.
You're full of shit. I told you all about this in 2010.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, both of you.
This is a landmark episode.
Yes.
Jordan, I'm going to kick us off here. I'm going to start playing. Would you be so kind as to give both Steve, myself, and our lovely studio audience...
Yes.
Oh, hey!
Yay!
I know what you're about to ask. What is this? This is my favorite game of all time. This is my favorite game of all time.
Which, if you go back and look at every previous game...
This game was announced in, I believe, 2008. And at the time, so this game's called Another Metroid Remake 2. It's a sequel to Metroid 2, or remake of Metroid 2. A game that's never been remade before.
Yep.
And at the time, there were many, dev studios trying to make Metroid 2 remakes. So this one was just called Another Metroid 2.
Nice.
But of course, all the rest over the last 8 years have kind of one by one disappeared. So this ended up being the only one in the last 5 years or so that just even made it.
I didn't watch the opening cutscene.
Yeah,
Not to be surprised.
it's
It's playing the Super Metroid music.
Well, we're not allowed to say that.
For their
because that hasn't happened yet.
Oh, this is fucking awesome. I didn't watch this at all.
Yeah.
Full disclaimer, I set this up, the control scheme on our setup here for the record, but I wanted to watch this first.
I don't think anyone's questioning.
That was awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, but that's it. Here you go.
It really feels like... It really feels like an older Metroid game. Just from the initial presentation.
Yep.
And...
So no, don't do that. Don't leave.
We're saving. Yeah, we leave it.
The Metroid games I played the most of were on the Game Boy,
That's this one.
Fusion, and this looks... what was the other one on the...
Zero Mission.
Zero Mission, yeah. And...
shoot down? That's a...
So the trigger lets you aim up and diagonally, which helps.
Yep.
Are you going to pump that arm?
Yeah, come on. We speedrunning or what?
Yeah,
there we go.
Pump those frames.
So we're doing a speed run here of Zero Mission, not Zero Mission, Metroid 2. So yeah, Metroid 2 is my favorite game on the Game Boy, and I was always wondering why they didn't remake it. And now we have it.
Yeah.
And so thank you.
All right, I'm sold. Where do I get it? How much is it?
You would think that Nintendo now, of course, as people may or may not know, we are filming this literally, I think, on the second, one day after it's the Metroid franchise 30th anniversary. So now, as Steve would say,
this looks super cool.
It's great. Steve,
this looks really good.
Steve, you were wondering, where can you purchase this game? There was the Year of Luigi, there was Zelda's 30th anniversary, Mario's 30th
Can I get it on the Wii
anniversary.
Store, the Wii U market shop?
So funny you should mention that.
Page.
You can get this nowhere now, unless you can find it somewhere online.
Wait, but we have it.
So this game came out, and then Nintendo, without sending a cease and desist to the game, they just took down the hosting site for it.
Oh, what a bunch of dickholes.
But it still exists online.
Oh, thank God. Oh, the internet.
So you can find it somewhere online. So if you guys want to play this online somewhere, write your congressman. Yeah.
Actually, so the title screen had the website where you can get it, or at least find information about it.
At the bottom. You can go back to the beginning of the video.
I think it's amr2.blogspot.com.
Yeah, you should go back to the beginning.
You should go back to the beginning of the...
only one, Rob.
Only one. Okay, so
these are the new save spots.
Oh, I'm a little old school. I'm used to 5 rockets.
5 rockets are for the green door. Oh no! Super Nintendo I think had 5 rockets on the red.
5 rockets on the red, and then green was 1 super rocket.
So you might be wondering, what's up with all this lava?
I was actually asking that question. After I was going to ask the question of how do you feel like the jumps are and everything, Rob? Does it feel like very?
So
does it feel like it plays.
Yeah. Here comes. Here comes.
So you're gonna hate me for this.
Yeah, Rob hates it. We know.
First and foremost, let's just talk about that for a second. We're gonna hate you regardless.
Yeah. That's also true.
First Metroid.
Yeah, here's the first one.
Ooh, oh.
See, do you remember how to fight these guys?
Yeah, you have to hit them in the green.
Calm down with those rockets, buddy.
They're very generous with the rockets in the beginning here. I like that they have little entries for it. Yeah. So
well done.
Thank you.
You like that they have little like the pan over kind of thing.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Oh,
and now it's lowering the lava.
Because
Because see, if you see in the upper right, they're telling you how many Metroids you have to kill
down
in order to
not liberate.
Yeah, not liberate. Yeah. So, let's talk about controls for a second, because Stevie brought that up. There's 2 different type of Metroid styles of gameplay in the 2D world. So there's the old style, which is, I would say, really hit its mark with Super Metroid, but existed in, I'd say, Metroid 1 to some degree and Metroid 2 to a further degree, where it's more floaty. Like when you jump, it's a lot slower. And then you have the newer style of gameplay, which I think was introduced with Fusion, right?
Yeah, Fusion and Zero Mission.
Yeah, where it's this much quicker style, like more realistic. Like if I'm jumping, I'm probably going to fall at this rate.
Right.
I don't love the newer style. I love Super Metroid's style of gameplay. It's just a preference. I shouldn't say I hate this style. I don't prefer this style.
This is exciting because I think that I do.
Interesting.
For me, at least. Exciting for me, at least.
See, one of the things that I feel they took away from the floatiness was one of my favorite features of Super Metroid when you master it, which is the wall kick, wall jump. You can't really do that in these games as much, and they replaced that, I think, with the whole climbing aspect.
Yeah, there's a little, I see the grab.
Which is the hang and the pull up. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. It's just a different style, and most of the time I normally hate when it goes to a different style. It's just a personal preference. But you prefer this style, Steve.
But still playable. Still, it's not. It's not
this is
exceeding
super.
your.
Well, Steve would know he hasn't played this yet.
This is super enjoyable, though, I will say, and I love that they give you the options to actually switch up like classic style of like switching weapons, canceling weapons, like Super Metroid style versus.
You have to explain that.
So, like, I guess in the since this is based on the Game Boy game and based to a larger degree off the Zero Mission and Fusion style gameplay, since they were made on the Game Boy Advance, for those of you who don't remember the Game Boy Advance, they didn't have as many face buttons as the Super Nintendo. So they had to. So as opposed to having it be
Game
like
Boy
you hit,
Advance SP.
yeah, as opposed to having it be like you hit select, like here, which I'm hitting select, and I have now locked on to using rockets, and I hit X to dismiss them. That's Super Metroid style. In the Game Boy Advance style, you press and hold, and then you release, and then you go back to your normal shots. So I like the fact that they know that there's two different audiences here to a degree, and they are like, hey, like, you know, we're remaking this game. We're going to put so much beautiful effort into
By
this.
the gamers for the gamers.
Yeah.
So we also know that it's also been very well known that I'm kind of an idiot. So is this based on? Is this a replica of some
Yes.
other Metroid? Okay, this
Metroid
is
2?
This is Metroid 2
Yeah.
redone
Yeah.
in this fusion-y kind of style.
Right. That's
Okay.
So what's interesting, so Metroid 1, the very first one, the NES one from 30 years ago, got a remake called Zero Mission.
critically acclaimed,
Yeah.
by the way.
Super Metroid is so perfect it doesn't need to be remade, but it's been re-released on multiple like virtual consoles, and you can get it on your
After
3DS.
a very long time.
And then obviously the sequels after that, Fusion and Zero Mission, still hold up to this day. So Metroid 2 is the one that's
The black sheep, I guess.
it's
of the family.
yeah, it's one of the best of all the games, but it's
Yep.
so unplayably, like, it only plays on the Game Boy, the original black and white Game Boy.
Yep.
It just doesn't. There's a lot of quality of life improvements that came with the later Metroid games that Metroid 2 doesn't have or benefit from, like the wall hang or like the shooting diagonally or just amazing color, or how about the fact that there's now a map?
Yep.
Like the original game didn't have a map.
Yeah, that
And
was
so-
the hardest part.
Yeah, like getting
figuring out
lost.
where to go.
And so all
Yeah.
these quality of life improvements someone needed to do, and Nintendo obviously wasn't up for the challenge because they fucking hate their own IP for some reason that none of us seem to understand.
Yeah, I mean it's strange.
maxed out.
Yeah, because people love. I think it's universally loved Metroid.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
And whenever something like this comes up, I really feel like it's
I also got
pretty exciting news.
I agree, Steve. Absolutely. Like, and it's just like you said, it's a shame that they didn't think to do this themselves or want to do this. I will say I do appreciate the fact that on the log. I don't think they had that in the other games. I feel like that's a kind of a.
That's all new. It's kind of to
I feel
update
like
it to.
I feel like they're kind of it's like not an homage, but a sort of like a nod to the Metroid Prime.
Yep.
which I really like because Metroid Prime.
Oh.
What's up? Oh,
Now you're stuck. So that's fine. You'll get the upgrade here.
Okay.
So Steve, so you never played Metroid 2?
No.
Yeah, and Rob, you have.
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually,
Fucking love
this
Metroid 2
is so rare.
much.
You're going to hear something for the first time ever on the show. I agree with Jordan that Metroid 2 is probably one of the best Game Boy games.
Yeah.
And the first Game Boy game. And actually probably one of the first games of this style that I beat from, like, start to finish. Like, on the original console, and wanted to do it. Like, what did I actually get there? I wasn't even paying attention.
There you
Oh,
go.
there we go, the bombs. Yeah, it's... Oh, and you can skip
Yeah,
that too.
so
which
that's
is
for
kinda
speedrunners.
neat.
You can skip
Speedrunners,
the
I like
jingle.
that. And for Let's Plays, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I loved
No,
this.
no.
Oh, what? Oh, there's something there.
Wait, go back.
Oh, there's a secret.
No,
here?
go back.
Oh, it's the bottom. Yeah, there we go. Sorry. as I'm talking here. I'm getting so excited. Very
there
nice.
we go.
Yeah.
So, are you super familiar with this level, Rob? Like,
No.
is this all like okay?
I
I didn't, because you said you grew up through it pretty quickly. I didn't know if maybe you
Thank you.
are just familiar with this level.
Thank you for asking. I'm not. I actually haven't played.
Wait.
I haven't played Metroid 2 in forever. I think since I was a kid. So I'm just. This actually flows very well.
And that's kind of to my point. It's like fucking impossible to play now.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a shitty. Oh, you want
Wait, is it
you
impossible
definitely
to
want, you definitely want to go back and get that. Not literally impossible, just it's highly improbable that you'll have a good time playing the
Okay.
Game Boy one right now.
What's sad is that originally there was speculation that there would be a
The Game Boy Color,
the Game
remake.
Boy Color Redux
Yeah.
for it.
Just like they did Zelda DX, Mario DX,
Yep.
it was like, oh, Metroid DX, but no.
Yeah, I'm just sort of going around at the speed of sound here.
Yeah, you're doing fairly well.
Thank you.
You got
Roll
that.
around the speed of chowder.
There's a thing here I guess I have to do.
Yeah,
I don't recall
you
that.
can't get this yet.
Oh. Let's see what's in here. So I guess overall, like, this is my first time playing it. Steve obviously the first time seeing it.
Oh yeah, I guess I should mention. So the day this came out, I had to play the ever-loving crap out of it because I just friggin' love this game so much.
This is great.
So check this out.
Who made this
Do
game?
your charge and then hit down.
Yes, that's
What?
cool.
Yeah.
Very much so like Super Metroid, but a little different.
Yeah,
where
a
it
little bit
actually
different.
disperses them to a.
Depends which direction you're
Could
holding.
you
They can
explain
go-
that for the viewers and me?
Oh, sure. So in Super Metroid, when you got the charge beam like this, when you would go down into your morph ball, it would actually drop about 5 or so of the bombs
Like
below you.
in a little spray, or like
a little
right where
spray.
you're? Okay, wow, I did not know that.
Yep. So here it does. I guess it does it like a little bit further, where it like actually propels it. I will say.
Was that intended in the original game, or is that just kind of like it just kind of happened?
I feel like it. I mean, it was intended, but in Super Metroid, there was one of the things I appreciate about Super Metroid, not to gush about Super Metroid, is that there's moves that like you will potentially never use, but are there. Like,
Yeah, Metroid tech is really good.
in the opening cutscene, you see Samus like go into a regenerative state where she heals herself up, and it's like, how do you do that? They never explain it to you. It's just a thing that's there. So I definitely appreciated that. And
Nice, well done.
thank you. I think we can appreciate this game a little bit more next time
Sure.
on Super Blast
We can
Processing.
gush about it some more. We're
can
such
gush-
huge fans.
There's a lot more gushing to happen, definitely. oh God!
Oh my
It's
god!
in my eye.
It's everywhere. Oh.